Apes together strong. Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton, and I just got back from seeing War of the Planet of the Apes. Now, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, as we've gotten so far, has ranged quite a bit. The first film I thought was good, the second film I thought was great, and the third film here, in my opinion, is a total masterpiece. It's an action film unlike any other that's both a thinking man's film and also a film that'll get the action junkies all the action they need. But, in my opinion, it also works as a conclusion to a trilogy that gave us the story of what happened before one of the greatest science fiction films of all time. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story once again follows our ape protagonist Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, who now has to deal with a crazed and sadistic colonel, played by Woody Harrelson, who swears to rid the apes of the world in order to preserve humanity. Caesar has to travel throughout the land in order to save his fellow apes, get revenge on the colonel for killing various members of his kind, and overall just try his best to preserve the apes as the world changes forever. So the story here basically acts as the bridge between Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and the setup for Planet of the Apes, the 1968 film. And as such, it bridges the gap very, very well. What's surprising about this film is that a lot of it is focused on straight-up atmosphere. There are several portions of the film where there's no spoken dialogue and the apes mainly speak to each other in sign language. And the long takes of the dreary environments and the long stretches of time where there is no dialogue and no action and it's just you experiencing this world, it really gives you something that a lot of action films don't. It really lets you get into the scenario, almost like you're really there in the heartbreaking environment and all this, and in the destroyed world that the characters are in. There are a couple of scenes of dialogue that have a little bit of exposition, but for the most part, it's just about you experiencing this world where humanity is almost brought to near extinction and where the apes aren't doing a whole lot better. As such, this film also has the same message that Rise and Dawn had, where prejudices can easily destroy various people and even apes in this case, where the prejudices that we all have can break us apart. And in my opinion, this film has the perfect ending to Caesar's character arc. Because Caesar has been a very interesting character ever since the very first film, but in my opinion, Caesar is at his best here. He's disgruntled, he's trying his best to appeal with both humanity and the apes, and he's just trying to get out of the situation in the best way he possibly can, but when he's pushed, he becomes a total survivor who will do anything to make it out of a situation alive. And Andy Serkis delivers that beautifully with his motion capture performance. In fact, all the motion capture performances are excellent. Considering the majority of the film focuses, rightfully so, on the apes, it's really impressive to see all these motion capture performers delivering so much emotion and so much raw acting talent when you can't even see the actors' real faces. You're seeing these apes interacting with each other. That's not to say that the parts with the human characters aren't good too, because Woody Harrelson does a chilling performance as the Colonel, and the other human actors do a very good job too, as well as a child actress who I won't spoil for you, but she definitely pulled off something that few child actresses are able to do in this genre. The music is also excellent, with dramatic flourishes during the action sequences and more atmospheric and slow-moving musical pieces during the more somber moments. The special effects are great. The motion capture apes look highly realistic to the point where you don't think they're just CGI models. You actually think that they're real apes. I didn't even need to see it with a 3D effect, because honestly, the motion capture is just that good. And the action scenes involving the apes, just like they were in Rise and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, are very well done, and they happen to increase the brutality of what's being shown here. The last thing I'll say about this film is the ending. It's a bittersweet ending that, in my opinion, is the perfect way to finish off the series, and it's the perfect way to finish off the character arc that Caesar goes through. So, with almost nothing bad to say about the film at all, War of the Planet of the Apes is a marvel in many ways, and in my opinion, one of the best films of the summer. I give it a 10 out of 10. Make sure you go see it.